ND for the 3 quarters.
Which means that the COA sustained the observation in AOM.
Yes, Madam Chair. It means po na their compliance, we still did not deem their compliance sufficient.
Which means that your observation is they violated the joint circular.
Yes,
because
Madam
you
Chair.
issued the notices of disallowance.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes. Honorable Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Madam Chair, if I recall correctly, during the previous hearings, we were still at the stage that they were waiting for a reply. So this would mean nag-reply na po yung office and there was actually a notice of disallowance already.
Yes,
That just
Madam
confirming po what the Madam Chair said. So may we know, Madam Chair, on what ground the notice of disallowances were issued?
Madam Chair, I don't have a copy right now of the ND.
Madam Chair, so you don't have a copy of the notice of disallowance, right?
We don't have a copy yet po. We will furnish na lang po the House with the succeeding days the copy of the notice of disallowance.
Okay, Madam Chair. Ideally, we would be able to clarify po, no?
Yes.
Yung notice of disallowance. This is a development much related to our proceedings and related to our clarificatory questions for
For the
property
record,
laws.
we are requesting Attorney Camora to submit to the committee
Yes,
within the
Madam
period of 3 days from today the copy of the denial of the appeal with respect to the 4th quarter of 2022 of the CF of OVP, as well as the copy of the notices of disallowance pertaining to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd quarter of 2023 CF, likewise of the OVP. That is for the record. Honorable Gutierrez.
Well, Madam Chair, after all, we're limited to clarificatory questions lang. I'll just leave it at there. Thank you po, Attorney Camora. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other justice members who wish to raise question to Attorney Camora?
Madam Chair, may I be
The
allowed?
Honorable Jokno is recognized.
Just to be clear on this, when there is a notice of disallowance, this is based on the Joint Circular 2015-01 on the use of confidential funds. Am I right?
Yes, Madam Chair.
And once a notice of disallowance is issued and then later affirmed on appeal, there now gives rise to an obligation on the part of the persons responsible to restitute the amount. Is that correct?
Yes, Madam Chair, when it becomes final.
Who were those who were held liable in the notices of disallowance that were subject of appeal that you just mentioned?
The Vice President as head of agency, the SDO, Ms. Gina Acosta, the accountant, Ms. Villa Del Rey, and Colonel La Chica.
So ang ibig po sabihin yan ay sa mata ng COA, yung mga pondong yon, yung mga confidential funds na yon ay dapat ibabalik ng mga nabanggit yung opisyal beginning with Vice President Duterte and the others that you mentioned dahil nga walang naging basehan sa kanilang paggamit. Am I correct?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Oh, that's a very interesting development, Madam Chair.
Clarification
Sure
po.
po.
Yung sa NDs po issued by the ICFAO, it's more on hindi po na-comply ang requirements ng Joint Circular 2015 po.
So, and yung purpose po ng joint circular ay para ma-ensure na yung binibigay na confidential funds ay talagang mapupunta doon sa tamang paggamit.
It's properly documented po. Opo.
And because the notices of disallowance were affirmed sa appeal, ang ibig sabihin nun ay hindi tumupad yung mga responsible officials, beginning with Vice President Sara, doon sa nakalagay na requirements sa Joint Circular 2015-01. Tama po.
Tama po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Chair, Madam
So,
Chair.
for the guidance of the members, Attorney Camora of ICFAO COA just testified that the pending appeal of the Vice President with respect to the notice of disallowance of 73 million that is part of the confidential fund of the OVP for the last quarter of 2022 has been denied by the Commission on Proper. Because this is a recent development, that is why I am bringing it to the attention of the justice members. Likewise, Atty Camora just testified that the AOM corresponding to the first, second, and third quarter of 2023 CF of OVP has been issued as well a corresponding notice of disallowance. So that is for the guidance of the justice members. And again, we are requesting Atty Camora to provide the committee copy of the denial of the appeal, the decision denying the appeal, as well as the 3 notices of disallowance to be submitted to the Justice Committee within the period of 3 days from today.
Madam Chair, isang pahabol lang po.
Honorable Jokno.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ang ibig po sabihin nito, pag sinabi natin may obligasyon na i-restitute, ang ibig sabihin nun ay dapat ibabalik ng mga opisyal na yon yung 73 million pesos na confidential funds. Tama po yun.
Tama po, Madam Chair.
And they are in effect liable for that fund and they must return it to the government dahil public funds po yan.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam
Does
Chair.
that answer apply also to the denial of the appeal? Since na-deny yung appeal sa fourth quarter ng 2022, does it warrant also the restitution, automatic restitution of the amount?
Madam Chair, let me clarify po. Kung yung ND, hindi pa po, but yung affirmed na po yung ND, yun pa yung final ng COA.
Yes. So with the affirmation of the notice of disallowance, yun bang naging kasagutan mo kay Congressman Jokno applies as well? About the restitution, ang pagbabalik ng concerned amount.
As to yung denied na appeal na po, yes.
Yes, that is
For
73
restitution.
million.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Madam
Okay.
Chair. Madam Chair,
The Honorable Tino.
clarificatory question. So, bagong development nga po na denied yung appeal. So, therefore, yung 125 million or 73 million dun sa 125 million nung December 22, last quarter ng 2022, kailangan ng isole dahil meron na pong denial nung appeal sa notice of disallowance. Tapos sabi nyo, bago rin ito, Madam Chair, na nag-issue ang ICFAO, tama po ba, ng notice of disallowance para sa tatlong quarter, para sa paggamit ng confidential funds sa tatlong quarter ng 2023, the first 3 quarters. Tama po?
Tama po, Madam Chair.
Okay, at magkano po yung amount? Yung po bang buong, kasi per quarter, hindi po ba ang nire-release at ino-audit nyo ay 125 million na confidential funds. So, yung notice of disallowance says for the 3 quarters ay para ba dun sa buong 125 million or partial lang po?
It's for the entire 375 million na po.
It's
Yung
for the,
3
okay.
quarters.
So, it's for the entire 375 million pesos. So, yung buong confidential funds na po.
Yes,
Tama.
Madam Chair.
Okay, very clear. Pero ngayon, kayo ang nag-issue, may appeal na po ba?
They have 180 days to appeal the ND.
They have 180 days to appeal. Okay. So, thank you for that information. So, Madam Chair, ulit. So, a total of 375 million pesos of confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President has been disallowed by the ICFAO of COA. Thank you.
All right.